Okay, greetings again, brothers and sisters, uh, mothers and fathers. Pastor Ntsikelelo Nqonga, welcome to Called Out Seminary. I'm excited for this one. It's going to serve as lesson number 3. Now, in lesson number 3 from our booklet of Biblical Hermeneutics, we are going to continue with number G, understanding that from the previous session we ended at number F. So number G is the placing of the Ark of the Covenants of the 2 tablets of stone. So we are going to try to figure out how it was placed and where it was placed. And so the first point here says, you shall bring the Ark of the 2 tablets of stones in. You shall bring it in. So that is the book of Exodus chapter 26 verse number 33. And we want to now know where should we bring it in. From the book of Exodus chapter 26 verse number 34, it says this: in the most holy place, that is the holy holies of the sacred tent of the place of God. So we are supposed to bring in the ark of the 2 tablets of stones that we were busy explaining in the previous session in the Holy Holies. And so it is needful for us to understand number H here, which is the sacred tent of the presence of God. It's important for us to understand how it was, so that when we talk about the Holy Holies, we have a clear understanding in terms of what we are talking about. So the sacred tent of the presence of God was called the tabernacle of the assembly of God, or the sanctuary of meeting, or the temple. It was made up of a courtyard, and at times the courtyard was called the outer court, in which was the brazen altar and lava. The altar of lava. So the brazen altar and the altar of lava, or the lava altar. In the outer court, or the courtyard, was built a tent which was known as the sacred tent of the presence of God, which internally was divided into 2 by a veil. So the tent was built, or the temple was built, and inside the temple there was a division, and that division was made of a veil, a very thick curtain. The first division was known as the holy place, the tabernacle of meeting, tabernacle of gathering. There was in it the golden table of shewbread. Number 2, the golden candlestick. Number 3, the altar of incense. The other division behind the veil was called the most holy place, or it was called the Holy Holies, where there was the altar, the Ark of the 2 tablets of stone, or the Ark of the Testimony, or the covenant box. Now, the sanctuary, or the sacred tent of the presence of God, is known as the temple, the house of God, the church of God, or the house of prayer. And so it was needful for us to develop an understanding of that. So there is going to be an activity here that we are supposed to answer. It's called the Bible. So there are about 8 questions that have to be answered here. And so you can use episode 1, episode 2, and even episode 3 to be able to answer these questions. So the first question will be, or is here, what is the Bible? The second question is, how many books are there in the Bible? The third question is, what is a testament? The fourth question, how many testaments are there in the Bible? Name them. The fifth question is, how many books are there in the Old Testament? And then the sixth question, how many groupings are there in the Old Testament? Name them. The seventh question is, how many books are there in the New Testament? And then the eighth question is, how many groupings are there in the New Testament? Name them. So this covers episode number 3, or lesson number 3 for this part. Thank you so much for becoming part of Out Seminary. In the upcoming lesson, that will be lesson number 4, we will be starting a different topic. It will be called canonicity. So I'd like for you to do a basic reading so that when we approach the topic, there is at least a basis of understanding. Thank you so much. Until we meet again in the next lesson, bye-bye.